let's chat.
Tell the cameraman to get lost.
He doesn't come till tomorrow.
Good. That's good.
So tell me, I want to know first of all about your family. Where do they come from and how do they get here?
Oh, well, when they came to America, they landed in Philadelphia. And then Benjamin Franklin encouraged the Queen.
Welcome to the Amish Farm and House. My name is Don. I'll be your tour guide today. Talk a bit about the Amish and where they come from. All goes back to the Protestant Reformation, 1517, Martin Luther. Wardrobe. Up to the age of 1 year old, a little girl or a little boy in the Amish community will wear something like this.
But why is it that the fashions seem frozen in time, and yet they're wearing flip-flops?
Is there an identity as Americans, or?
I'm sure the Amish would see themselves that way. They're not always seen that way by the surrounding community. And sometimes there's a little friction. They won't fly the flag, they won't pledge allegiance, they won't, they don't vote on a regular basis.
Now look at these homes. All these homes on both sides, and the Amish are working on the roof up there. These are all Amish homes. Wow. If you want to get pictures, I'll just hold it a minute. You can get the pictures you'd like to have. Amish people do not want you to take their photograph up close. They believe it breaks the second of the 10 commandments. When we're riding along and they're out in the field or along the road, that's all fine.
It's a mystery to me why they come by the millions to look at us. I guess it's the simple life and the cute kids and the buggy and the cows in the pasture, and it's all visual. But anybody's kids are cute. Is it any different, say, than going to Disney World or Yellowstone Park? Is it any different from that for the tourist? Are they yearning for something? Are they seekers?
Now the Germans came here and they said this looks like Germany, so we're going to stay. They did. They didn't know it at the time, but this is the best soil in America.
Are those hawks?
Down here on the left is an Amish farm.
The Amish people are so-called the soul of the earth. And I'm not saying that we are, I'm just saying that we're supposed to be. And if we go back to Genesis, in the beginning of the Bible, why, we soon realized that man was driven out of the Garden of Eden out on the land, and there he was to serve his time. and worked the soil with the sweat of his brow. When a man is working the soil, he's as close to God as he can get. That's the closest you can get to God, working the soil. Now we live in days where 85% of our people are no longer on the soil. So now what do we do?
Okay, we're off. Probably 4.5's okay. It's just that one row was extra thick there.
Yeah. Well, we were stacking that one up because
Yeah.
we thought we was going to run out of wagon.
Yeah.
Nah.
In 1923, my great-grandfather purchased this farm. And it's been in our family since that time. We're the 4th generation. Our children would be the 5th generation. Dad was kind of thinking of winding down. And I was undecided. But I started sensing that I was being drawn back to the farm. I saw that Dad needed some help. So that's kind of how that started. And even when I started, I wasn't sure, you know, if I wanted to do this. I wouldn't recommend it to young guys who aren't married. I certainly wouldn't be at it for 25 or 30 years like I am now without having a wife and children.
Det nummeret sin dagen office. Ja, jeg vet. Vet det til Rachel Anonyma.
Ja, jeg vet. Det er litt slapt over.
Ja, jeg har startet å si Badra. Det blir en Holly Bar.
My desire is that we can raise sons and daughters for the Lord. Whatever occupations they may choose, that's secondary. And yeah, it would be ideal if he would step in and take over the farm here in 10 years. But it's way too premature to say that's what's going to happen. So we have to just take a day at a time, a year at a time, and see what happens.
The Amish sense is that God's followers, the faithful, are going to be a small number. And they're passing through this world, and the world is an evil place.
In 16th century European life, the Anabaptists were unique because they believed in believers' baptism, that is, baptism as an adult. But what that really symbolizes is the understanding that making a Christian commitment and joining the church is something that you can only do voluntarily.
And that put them at odds with the state. Baptism, adult baptism, was a capital offense, and they got the medieval equivalent of the electric chair. 2,000 to 3,000 died as martyrs. The government appointed Anabaptist hunters that would go out looking for them, so they would hold services in caves, hold services in the woods at night, and basically became an underground movement. And that has really stayed in the DNA of Amish culture and Amish history. It's not unlike slavery for African Americans. It's not unlike the Holocaust for Jews. So there's this sense of being a separated people, of being a minority people, of being cautious about what the outside world might do to you again.
They're in our world, but they're not part of our world. They're in the world, but not of it. And that's what they want to be. They are working together to actively live according to Christ's teachings. And the majority of the world is not doing that. So the sense is that we are pilgrims passing through this world on the way to the eternal world. We don't get attached to this world. We don't get attached to the things of this world. We do our best. We try to serve God, and then we hope that will mean we are worthy of salvation.